Hi, my name is Maria Antonieta Silva, and this is the final project of English for Architect and Urban Planning 3. I will be explaining to you how Parque Cristal building located in Chacao has every aspect that we talked about in this wiki, like color, light, texture, rhythm, acoustic, scaled and spaced, and circulation. First of all, this building seems to have a very simple shape. It is just a cube with some holes in its front. This simple geometric shape can achieve various sensation and very interesting spaces. As we look at it for the first time, we can notice that the architect used almost one color in its design. The entire building is covered with blue crystal, just like its name, looking like a crystal park. The color used wasn't only to make it look beautiful, it was used because of the architect's idea to make a very big building that could look very delicate. That is also the reason why he gave the texture of crystal to the entire building. The combination of crystal and the color blue give the person in its presence the illusion of looking at the sky very closely because of its reflection. Everything that surrounds Parque Cristal is reflected by it, so it looks almost like a big mirror of the areas near it. And it doesn't create a boundary, but a connection between the surroundings and its interior spaces. Texture and color are also used in the floor, and they have a very specific function. The architect used gray, white, and concrete to create an illusion. When people are walking towards the entrance, the floor is also guiding them through gray lines marking the way to the big entrance. Parque Cristal has two big halls that indicate the access very clearly, but these big halls also have an impact on the way light passes through to the interior spaces of it. Light is the main element of nature the architect used. He wanted to create a strong connection between the interior and exterior spaces with the light. He created an enormous central space, almost like a park, and very illuminated inside the building, to let light create a space that is inside the building but feels like outside of it. The halls in the front facade and on the roof of the building also had an impact on its acoustic. Any sound made inside the space beneath the big halls bounced in every wall, and the reverberance is controlled only by the halls because the sound could only stop when it escaped to the outside. The rhythm in this building is achieved by the repetition of shapes and colors in most of its facets. There are two different repetition of shapes in this building. One is on its sides with smaller windows, and the other in the front facade with blue crystals. This building has a public building scale. It means that it has spaces that a big amount of people could be in it at the same time. That is why the access is created by a masonry big hall on the front facade, and it is elevated more than 1 meter from the street level. There are two scales in this building. The first one is the public one that is the first you see as you walk towards it. But there is another, a smaller one, where the offices are located, and the spaces doesn't require big measurements. Finally, the circulation is what brings all of these elements together. There is the vertical circulation, which can be seen from the outside, the stairs that connect one floor to another, and the visual connection that exists in a space sharing many floors. First of all, this connection between floors is achieved in the ground floor and the second floor, but there is also another connection. As the building is covered with crystal, all of the floor of the top of the building can see what is happening in any other floor. Also, there is the horizontal circulation that occurs in all of the floors of the building, but it's more obvious in the ground floor, where there is a connection between the exterior and interior spaces.